Good morning, good morning. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about how you can quit binge eating. And I wanna start by saying that I understand you guys. Like, I've never been extremely overweight. I've never been obese. I'm assuming that you guys are maybe struggling with binge eating yourself. Maybe you got some pounds you wanna lose, but you can't get this discipline that makes you resist the pizza when you smell it. And I wanna start by saying that I feel the same things that you feel. I sometimes fall into the trap of binge eating. Like sometimes I'll walk past a pizza parlor and it smells so good that I have to dive in face first and get some myself. And the only reason why I am still jacked, I'm still fit, is because I have this identity built inside of my mind that like when I fall off track, when I veer off of my diet, my identity snaps back and says, okay, Elijah, you're fit. You're not supposed to be eating these things. And it snaps you back into action, back into my clean eating patterns. But you guys probably do not have that yet. So when you have that little hint, that little taste of the good food, you just want to keep getting more and more and more because you don't have that identity yet. But I'm going to break down the psychology behind it in this video, pull some science for some of you guys. I know some of you guys like the whole science-based stuff. So, I want to start with this little analogy, and I think it really explains your situation or the binge eating situation, binge eating addiction, pretty dang clear. So think of a crackhead, right? A crackhead does crack every single day. Every single day he wakes up, he's thinking about crack, crack, crack. He wants to smoke more crack every single day. The thing is, the crackhead knows it's not good for him. He knows that it's ruining his life. He knows that crack has put him on the side of the road. Crack is the reason why his family cannot even trust him. But like he can't stop doing crack. And every time he does crack, he feels good for a little bit. And then as soon as it's over, he's looking for the next high, but he feels bad. He's like, I know I need to stop doing this. I need to quit. Tomorrow I'm gonna quit. Tomorrow I'm gonna quit. But he cannot quit. And the same thing goes for you. You're on this diet. You want to lose weight. You want to get leaner, yet when you smell the pizza, yet when you smell the donuts, yet when you smell the muffins, you just fold. You lose control. And look, that happens to me every once in a while too, right? Like I just said. But why can't you stop? The truth is, you are addicted to pleasure. And it's not just pleasure, it's dopamine. Dopamine is this chemical that it makes your brain desire pleasure, but it's also a reinforcement mechanism. So once you get a little taste of dopamine, which usually comes in the form of, sugary, super salty food, it can come from drugs like crack. Drugs are obviously 10 times more intense than food, but food stimulates the same dopamine response. And dopamine isn't just what makes you like what you're doing, it makes you crave more of what you're doing. Like I said, it's a reinforcement chemical. So whenever you get something, you get that burger, the only way to keep that pleasure coming is by getting more. It's like once you're eating the burger, once you're eating the pizza, it made you want that pizza, but it's not going to make you enjoy that pizza. It's going to make you just want more, chase the next different. It likes novelty. Dopamine makes you want the nicer car. Even though you worked so hard for this car, it makes you want the next car. And in some situations that can be good because it can drive you to be a successful entrepreneur. It can drive you to be a better athlete. But when this dopamine is wrapped around with something negative, like eating too much food, doing drugs, doing too much alcohol, it can quickly lead you to a downhill spiral. So like I said, it makes you want things. It doesn't make you enjoy things. So what happens when you're eating this pizza? You're eating these donuts and you're like, man, this was so delicious. Like I thought I wanted this. And like you take a few bites and then you start thinking like, man, I'm on a diet. This is not gonna help me. You immediately start feeling bad about it, right? And then the only way to like get out of that negative mindset is to eat more donuts, eat more pizza, eat more muffins. And the reason is that's because dopamine works in like waves. I talked about this in some of my other videos, but once you have a dopamine high, after you have that peak in dopamine, it's gonna drop down. It's gonna drop down below your baseline. So if this is your baseline, right? When you have a very sugary meal or something super salty, super delicious, let's just say a donut, you're right here, donut comes in, boom, you go up. But now, after you get that donut, not even after you finish eating it, it's usually after the first few bites. Because once you taste it, you're like, delicious. And it immediately starts going down. And then it goes down below your baseline. So now it's below your baseline. And this is what makes you feel like normal. But now you feel below normal. And the only way to get this this dopamine line back up to baseline by having something different. You know, maybe either another donut or another muffin or pizza, and it takes up a little bit higher. But each time it goes down below deficit, it only comes back up just a little bit higher. Then eventually you have to take the donut, you have to eat the pizza, or you have to smoke the crack just to feel normal at baseline. You don't even get above the peak anymore. So you can see how dangerous this can be if you're constantly seeking more, and why every time you eat the food, even though you know you aren't eating it, it gets to the point where the only way you can feel normal is if you just eat more. So how do we overcome binge eating or this addiction to food? The first thing you should do is remove all the triggers. And this is the hard part, because you may not know what your triggers are, but your triggers can be literally walking past that donut shop, walking past the coffee shop. Because if you're walking past this coffee shop and that's what's making you want to go in there and get 4 donuts, choose a different path. Don't walk past that coffee shop. Now, if you have kids in the house and like they have like Oreos and different garbage everywhere, look, you're the boss of the freaking house. First of all, your kids are kids. I'm sure I know they want these things, but they don't need them. Like, you be the leader, remove the dang Oreos. If you're at home and your countertops are full of donuts and pancakes and just Kool-Aid packets and all kind of just sugary stuff that you don't need, throw that stuff away, or give it away to someone, give it away to a homeless person, and do not buy it. Don't buy it just in case you have the urge. You're setting yourself up for failure. Remove the triggers. Anything you can do to make it easier to stick to your plan, remove it out of your life. And your trigger can also be your environment, right? There's certain people that may trigger you, right? There's certain friends that you know when you hang out with them, maybe you go work out with them, and then after they want to go to, I don't know, Mellow Mushroom, or let's just say Dunkin' Donuts or something like that. Like, tell them like, hey guys, either you can tell them, hey guys, look, I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to just, remove all the things that are, not benefiting me towards my goals. And after we work out, we always go to this place, and I don't want to eat like that. I want to eat healthier. Can we go to like Chipotle or Cava, or maybe can we cook something take some food from the grocery store and go back home? And if they're on board with that, those are amazing friends. If they say, no, we want to keep going to the restaurants, we want to keep going getting 45,000 calories of fried chicken, you don't need to be hanging out with those friends, because they're not helping you get towards your goals. They're actually keeping you from reaching the highest level of your potential. The next thing you want to do is not just remove the things, you want to find some healthy replacements. So if you like donuts really bad, like the worst thing you can do is remove all of that stimulation, right? So you need to find something that is healthy, or healthier, that you can plug into place of that. So if you love the donuts, you can try making some homemade donuts that are like way more protein based and not as much sugar. And this will at least give your brain to plug in. It's the same thing they do in, the alcoholic classes. When they remove something, they add something in. So if you're used to going out drinking every single Friday night, and just all of a sudden you stop drinking on Friday nights, and then you're sitting at home twiddling your thumbs, your brain's gonna want that freaking alcohol. So what they would do in the Alcoholic Anonymous, in those AA meetings, they teach them to take away the alcohol on Friday nights and then go bowling or something, or do some different activity. You have to treat the food thing, the binge eating, in the same way. Instead of, removing those Friday nights or those Saturdays where, you're going, and say you and your girl, normally you guys order 4 boxes of pizza and you go ham on it. Okay, do something different this time. Maybe this Saturday night, you go to the grocery store together, you guys get some healthy stuff. Make your own healthy meal at home. Whip that stuff up, right? Make something healthy out of the old bad habit. Don't just remove it and then think that you're gonna be good, because you're gonna be thinking about it if you just remove it and don't put something else in its place. And what about the urges? Because you're gonna get urges all the time throughout the day. Depending on how bad you are, depending on how addicted you are, the urges are going to come. So one thing that has helped me the most, and one thing that has helped my clients the most, is by waiting for that urge to come. And then, because the urge is going to come, it's going to happen. Just like no matter what you're addicted to, the urge is going to come. When it comes, don't try to bury it, right? And don't say like, I'm not eating it, I'm going to stick to my plan. Just wait. Just wait 20 minutes, because a lot of times you think you're hungry, but you're actually just bored. And that's a lot of the reason why you binge eat, because like I said earlier in the video, when you're eating and eating and eating, it's just to bring your pleasure, just to make you happier, right? So when you get bored, that's when you're most likely to crave these foods. So avoid being bored. I know that's hard. I'm gonna get into some stuff we can do here in just a second that you can kind of help you not be so bored. But like I said, when you do get that urge, wait 20 minutes. Don't say, I'm not gonna eat. Don't say, no, not today, I'm sticking to my plan. Of course, subconsciously, you're gonna be saying that, but just say, I'm gonna wait 20 more minutes and I'm gonna do something in the meantime. I'm gonna do some jump ropes, do some push-ups. I don't know, walk around the house for a little, walk around the apartment complex or something, wherever you're at. Do something for 20 minutes just to get your mind off of it. And at the end of those 20 minutes, if you are still having this craving, if you are still hungry, make something to eat. Go get something that's healthier to eat. Go whip up something that's better than the craving you have. But a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna realize that, wait, I'm not hungry. I was just bored. My mom was wanting some pleasure. All right, and the 2 final pieces that are going to help you get over this binge eating addiction. The one thing is having a strong why. So how has this problem affected your life? Think about it. Get a pen and piece of paper out and write this stuff down as I'm telling you. How has this binge eating problem affected your life and veered you off the path of your goals? How is it really, don't just brush over it. Really think about it. Write this crap down. How has this problem made me feel? Where has my binge eating addiction led my body to turning into? Then write down what happens if I do not change this habit. If you're 16 or 18, you're a young man watching this video, you may never find a girlfriend because you're so overweight and you're so ugly and just terribly looking. You look so sloppy that you might not ever find a genuine woman that is at least a 7 or an 8, a decent looking woman to be attracted to you because you look so sloppy. This may sound harsh, bro, but this is the reality. If you don't take care of yourself, you're not putting effort into building a strong just aesthetic physique or just capable physique or any type of baseline decent physique, you're not going to be very attractive to the opposite sex. All right, so you got that written down. Now I want you to write down how much your life would improve if you were to conquer this binge eating addiction. All right, so you're writing down how this problem has affected your life, write down how it's made you feel, write down what it has led your body to turning into, write down what will happen if you do not make a change. What is going to happen if you do not conquer this demon, this addiction of binge eating? And the third thing is, how would your life improve if you were to conquer this demon? How much better would you feel? How much better would you look? How much more confidence would you have if you were to conquer this demon? And by the way, if you're somebody watching this video and you really just don't know where to start, you don't know even how to get what workout program you should be doing, what type of nutrition you should be taking in, all this stuff I cover inside of my free community called The Transcendence. There's gonna be a link in the top of the description of this video. You can join for absolutely free. There's all types of free resources on workout plans, nutrition tactics, mindset tips, and you want to be surrounded by a bunch of men who are on the same path as you, trying to improve every single day. Click the top link in the description of this video, join the Transcendence, and I'll be happy to see you inside. But last thing, this is the most important piece that's going to help you with this binge eating problem you have. You have to find more meaning in life. One of the books inside the Bible, Proverbs 29:18 to be exact, states that where there is no vision, the people perish. And this is 100% true. So you have to find a vision. You have to find some purpose in your life. You have to find what is meaningful to you. You have to find something to wrap your mind around that is more enjoyable, more engaging than simply stuffing your face with food. So how do you find this purpose? How do you find this meaning? Well, you got to spend some time in reflection, bro. Spend some time in solitude. I made a video on solitude. Make some time for yourself, right? I know you got all the things, you got all your friends pointing in directions, you got your girl, you got if you're older, you maybe have kids, or you got everybody that's wanting your attention, and you got this cell phone that's always in your dang face, telling you what everybody else is doing. You need to spend time alone to figure out who you truly are. Think about what you enjoyed when you were a kid. Think about the superhero that you wanted to be when you're a little boy. Think about all the things you found interested as a young man, and think about where you lost them. What made you not like the things you used to like as a kid? This will help you to slowly course correct and figure out where you should be. And you got to really, truly think about it. You can't just be like, well, I kind of like this, kind of like that. No, you have to sit down, pen and paper, and write this stuff out, guys. This is the most important thing you will ever do. It's the hardest thing to do. Like, there's some people who are blessed with like extreme skill and extreme genetic capability to perform, you know, at top level basketball player, or just God-given talent in golf or soccer or whatever it may be. And it's so clear to them because they were born with like a genetic gift that just makes them so good that they didn't have to think about it. They knew they were meant for this, right? But some people, most people don't have this God-given gift that is so obvious that they can just snap into and just devote their whole life to it. But what you have to do to figure that out is just try new things. If you're sitting there, you have no passion, no purpose, you're going to have to, one, think about it, but then once you start getting some ideas, you got to actually test them out. And no matter what it is, whether it's painting, whether it's writing, whether it's fitness, like me, I love fitness, personal development, where I love the mind. I love how the mind works. I love physical capabilities. I love all that stuff. But I didn't realize that until I started trying different things out, like running. Now I'm doing Muay Thai, fighting. And the only way I can figure this out is by being willing to suck. So you have to break yourself down, drop your ego, be willing to try some new things. Start painting, start drawing, you can just like reading books. Well, no matter what it is, learning, you need a project to work on. It could be building a freaking car from scratch. And you're sitting here thinking, Elijah, I don't know what I like. I don't know what I find meaningful. I don't know what I enjoy. Bro, just keep trying new things. When you try them, give them a genuine effort. Give them a few months, right? And you're saying a few months? Bro, you spent 18 years going to school to learn stuff that you won't even need in the real world. Or if you're a little bit older, maybe you went to college, you spent 4 years learning stuff, and how much of that college degree are you actually using in the real world? You can use a few months, maybe 6 months to figure out what the purpose of your life is, bro. So spend some time, try to get good at something. And if you're trying to figure out, you know, what your purpose is in life, once again, the Transcendence, my free community, I'm always dropping the free newsletter every single week that's always going to make you think a little bit harder, give you some resources, give you some data sets for your mind to really break down your thoughts, man, break down what's going on inside of your heart, and also things that you can apply to your daily life that are going to lead you closer to a meaningful life, closer to your purpose. I send this stuff out every single week, and the guys are always talking back and forth inside the group. So click that link if you want to join my free community. Either way, guys, I understand where you are. I've been there before. I fell into the trap several times before. It's binge eating. And look, you got to treat it like an addiction, man. And at the end of it all, once you understand that this is an addiction, you go through the steps I've listed in this video, the icing on top is figuring out something that is so meaningful to you that every time you do this binge eating habit or whatever your bad habit is, it steers you away from your ideal version of yourself and it pisses you off. Once you find the vision for your life, the purpose you're supposed to be doing with your life, anything that you do that is not going to benefit you on your mission to becoming that version of yourself is going to piss you off. It's going to make you, it's going to cause so much mental chaos that you're not going to want to do it. So that is the most important piece. Follow the steps I've listed in this video, and you will finally overcome this binge eating addiction. It will take time, but I promise you, just keep persisting, you keep showing up, you keep doing the work, you keep breaking down your mindset, you will become that version of yourself that can resist the donuts. Promise you, brother. But I appreciate you watching. Hope you come back and watch the next video. Let's go.